Welcome. I am super excited to be here because I'm someone who loves what I do. And more importantly, I love to empower people to find work that lights them up as well. And I wanted to share my personal journey because it didn't always start that way. But I wasn't always an art therapist and a coach. I started in the corporate world. And I did marketing and advertising for clients such as American Express and Clear Channel. And I remember when I first got the job, I was really excited because I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to be creative. And then I found myself in a cubicle, unfulfilled, unhappy. And after several years, I decided to take the plunge and change directions. And I went back to school. I got my master's in art therapy, got all these fancy letters in front of my name. And I started in social work as an art therapist. And I was absolutely fascinated and enthralled by how quickly my clients were overcoming challenges and barriers using new methods. It's pretty new in the psychology world because it's based in the psychology of creativity. So I decided to combine my experience as an art therapist and a business professional, and I now have my companies and I do online programs and coaching and workshops like this one. And thinking back to that path, the path to finding work that you love, I remember a lot of emotions coming up for me. So I'm going to show you some pictures, and I want you to raise your hand if you can relate to the emotion expressed in the picture. This guy. Anyone feel like a deer in headlights? Show of hands, please. Paralyzed by all the different choices that you have. How about Gumby? Stretched in multiple directions, too many things to do, not enough hands and legs. More specifically, I remember feeling stuck, frustrated, uncertain, and even more importantly, scared. And being scared, it's normal, right? Especially when financial constraints are an issue. We all have bills that we need to pay. But here's the thing about fear. When we're afraid, we go to a very primal and default way of thinking and being. It's what I would call survival mode. Now, you might not really be chased by zombies, but your brain thinks you are. And then you'll take actions, or your brain rather will have you take actions that it deems the most safe. But what happens is that you end up finding yourself yet again in another job where you're unhappy and unfulfilled. And you join the 87% of Americans that are disengaged at work. So if you want a different result, you have to do something different. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this workshop. This is my favorite Confucius quote. Specifically, I'm going to go over 3 fundamental elements. The first is you need to create a blank canvas. This means you need to dismantle the barriers that are currently in your way. The second is to have a clear vision for yourself and your future, but specifically a vision for what's important to you and what matters to you. And last, aligned action. So not just any action will do. You need action that's directly correlated to the vision that you're creating for yourself.